So hi and welcome back, and it's a Sunday again and I haven't done a video. It's been a bit of a crazy week and I've got busy weeks coming up as well, and I really can't afford to like the developing costs at the moment. So I've got some black and white films. I just not had time to go out and to take them. I'm out today with an Olympus lens on my old Sony A7S, and we're just going to go about and take a few shots. So I'm going to do one shot at f8 and one shot at 1.8 and see the difference between the two, and I might do some DxO film pack stuff where I actually take the image and then make it into like an old classic image, and perhaps do a few infrared and see what it looks like with that infrared. Okay, so yeah, it's my Olympus 50mm OM50mm 1.8 lens, and I wanted to just, it is the most incredibly sharp lens. Now, I can't compare it to something like a Leica because I've not got a Leica lens to test it against, unless anyone wants to send me one to test it against it. But I don't know what these lenses, these OM lenses are just so incredibly sharp for film. So as you can see, we're going to go through the photographs, and this one is slightly different. I went out yesterday originally to start doing these photographs, and I just things got happened, people called me, and I had to go and do other things. This one was overexposed by 2 stops because of the background. This was at the actual foreground of the foreground was in shadow, and the light was coming off the background, so I had to overexpose it. But it shows how good it is even at that. So as I say, that's why I did this shot. And I did about 3 shots, and I did a couple of the actual top of the pub as well. So we're just going to go through those, and there's one, and there's the next one. As I say, what I do is when I use it with the Sony A7S, I switch it onto aperture priority, and I just open close down the aperture, and then the shutter is picked for me. I tend to pick between 200 and 400 ISO, which I did for these. I did change it a couple of times, but each of the exposures were done either at 400 or 200 for both of them. I didn't change the ISO for individual shots, so they should be the same. I just had a really fast shutter speed for, say, the one that was fully open to the one that was at f8. That was the only difference that was there. Okay, so this is one of my shots I go to, and I think what I was trying to do is try and get a regular group of shots when I do lens tests. So you can see this one, and it goes 1.8 f8. So the first one you'll see is at 1.8, and when I did zoom in, I noticed the actual focal point was just on the top tip here. Now when it's f8, that's going to be a different thing because you're going to have more depth of field. So if I just zoom in, you can see it's slightly soft here, and the sharpness is above these balls here. So I come back out, and then I go to the one at f8, and again, look at that sharpness there. Yeah, it's almost hard to believe that it's actually a classic lens rather than one of the modern digital lenses. I mean, obviously, the digital lenses are so much different now, and they're designed to be on digital cameras where these really aren't. So let's go for a few more. And again, 1.8 and f8. So if I go back again, 1.8 and f8, and going and see. Yeah. Now, bearing in mind this camera is only a 12 megapixel camera, so you're going to zoom in, you're going to start to get pixelization because of the fact that it's an older DSLR. I mean, obviously I don't use it much now, only when I'm doing like things for filming, when I'm actually using a second camera. But I've just changed one of my cameras again, so I shouldn't need to use this one anymore, and I'm looking to get rid of the A7S. So, and again, the bouquet looks really cool. Now there's one coming up, and the bouquet looks incredible, and I wasn't expecting it, but it was really nice. And you can see I pretty much focused, I think it was on the top of his nose. There you go. And that's at 1.8, and that's at f8. You can see how much sharper the face is on that one there. Okay. And again, I was trying to get these shots of these bottles. Not particularly brilliant. Focusing was quite difficult, and also there was a little bit of softness with the you know, with the 1.8. When you close it down a bit, you'll notice it's a bit different. There you go. And I think you notice that across all of them, there's a very much slight softness to the actual. I don't know what the proper name for it is, but it's not quite as vibrant and as crisp as when you drop it down. I can never remember the name for it. And again, this is at 1.8 and then f8, and you see a difference between the two there with the actual. I don't know what it is. Someone in the description below, tell me what it is when it's slightly brighter on when it's wide open, slightly softer and milkier. Can someone please tell me in the description below? Anyway, so there's those two, and you see the f8 there, and it's really quite good. And why did I do another one? I think it's because I wanted to get it in this perspective as well. And there you go, that one looks splendid. And I took some of the bridge, and that's really soft. That's 1.8, and that's f8. Okay. And I've taken this on black and white before in the winter, and it looks quite nice, but it hasn't really done it much favours on this. And again, that one's at f8, and you can see how much sharper it is. And this is the one, look at this bouquet around the outside. It's kind of really weird, and I'm actually focused on the end of this leaf here. And that's the difference when you drop it right down. That's really quite nice and sharp. Okay, and I always take this shot, and I was wondering if there was going to be any like blown out highlights or blown out in the sky, but it actually hasn't. I don't think, and you can see it's not too bad at all. But sometimes, you know, when you open them wide up, they blow out, and it's kind of okay. And then go to the next one, and this one I did in an infrared style shot, which I'll show you right at the end. And again, that's at 1.8 and f8. And the boats, yeah, I don't know if it's my focusing. I don't know if I focused it properly, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's kind of not as good as the others. And this is just the bridge, and that one is at 1.8. And that one's at f8. Okay. So what I did was I've picked a few of the photographs just to see how they'd work in either infrared or with Velvia. So you can see those now, and see if you can work out which one I used. If I used the f8 or the 1.8 to do the shots with. Okay, I think that's pretty. I think you can probably guessed that one already. That was f8, I believe. And that's done in an infrared style using DxO film pack. And that one, I think it must be, yeah, that's 1.8 using infrared. And I think that this is Velvia. I think that might be 1.8. And that one's definitely f8. And then the final one is of the post box, and this is Velvia again. And look at it, and I don't know, I was so impressed. Anyway, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and do all the other things. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video, hopefully out and about with some film in the camera.